Hello everyone, it's Savage Gaming here, and uh, just read through the um, constructing the ultimate horror sandbox for the Halloween game that is coming out next year. Um, I just read through the whole thing, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and some of my questions from the last episode actually got answered. So let's hop right into it. Um, Pretty much, they were working with um the original producers for the film about the location of this game, which is Haddonfield, and they wanted to make it as faithful as they can to the movie. They even watched the movie to come through it. I don't know if they did or not, but that's what they said, so I have to take their word for it. And to be honest, from what I've been seeing, it looks pretty spot on in the 70s. Um, and I'm like, I'm excited. Like, this is something like this. This is nice. I I really like this. Excuse me. Um, so it's not gonna be an exact one to one, but they are creating a sandbox where it's randomly generated, where it's always gonna feel the same, but it's gonna be different every time. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like Michael's house is always gonna be where it is. Everything around it will be different. Like there will be a difference between something around it. I'm hoping and or guessing, because that would be pretty weird if it was just the same map. With like the same thing. They said that the jump scares in this game are a concoction of these things here of musical stabs and unpredictability, unsettling atmosphere, and stark lighting. So, which would be cool. Now, here's when things get kind of answered for from the last episode or last video. Um, so it says here distinct gameplay systems and lifelike NPC interactions are all accompanied by haunting visuals and chilling audio that adapts to the world and interactions around you. So I'm guessing that I am right. So the point of the survivor is that you are going around telling people in Haddonfield that the shape is loose and Michael is coming for you, and you better start going, cause he ain't stopping, boy. He ain't going. He ain't gonna stop. So um, it's interesting. Also, it also talked about how you are actually they set some things up in this that allow you to fight Michael. So I was wrong, and it looks like there are some things to kind of stop Michael. I don't know what, but there are some things. It looks like you can stun him or push him off a little bit, but there's just a couple things you can do. They said that they've kind of like combed through the map and really looked through the sandbox kind of things and really pushed through and tried to figure out, like, they didn't want it to be, too survivor sided, but they had to have something instead of the survivor's just gotta go tell someone that someone's coming and then the game is practically over. There's some risk and reward to this. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out later. Um, we keep scrolling down. You get to see more pictures and images of the game. So here's another one of, it looks like some house with a water tower in the back. It looks pretty good, stunning, honestly, really really good. Um, I think that this isn't gonna be. I don't think this is gonna be a killer clown incident where it's gonna be like funny weird or like unrealistic horror. It's not gonna be um like weird like the Killer Clowns from Outer Space for the video game. As much as I never played it, but as much fun as it looked, It didn't go so well, apparently. I don't know. I have to play it. Um, so it talked about the single player mode. Um, so single player mode, I think you can play both sides. I think you can play both sides because here it says whether it's allowing players to step behind the mask and shape behind the mask and shape the critical narrative events of the night he came home through the eyes of Michael Myers in a standalone single player mode, or cooperating with friends as heroes of Haddonfield to rescue innocent residents in elevated asymmetrical horror multiplayer matches. This is interesting, and I want to know how they do it. I think this would be really cool. I think the whole single player is Michael or human, or survivor, and multiplayer is Michael survivor. It obviously is, but that's still cool. I really like this idea. So most importantly, in this last bit here, they talk about the replayability of the game. It is important that asymmetrical horror games are, in fact, replayable. They need to be replayable. It kind of is like the whole gist of how they kind of work. That's why Dead by Daylight works so well, is because it's just such an easy, great game to grab onto and constantly replay it because nothing ever changes. It's the same thing over again. Do 5 gens, don't die, get out. That's the whole objective. And the fact that you don't have to lock pick through secret doors, or gotta do crazy pipe and gin or anything like that, like it was in Chainsaw Massacre, where there was like 300 variables that could happen and it's crazy hyper realistic. I don't need all that. It's cool. I'm liking that they're making replayability a critical component of any compelling gameplay, of to any compelling gameplay loop. I've loved that they are noticing this, that this is something, but we're just going to have to see. I have high hopes already. I know the game came out yesterday. As of recording this, it's 1:44 a.m. on the 21st, but this is something that is really, really cool. Um, I just want to point out that I don't know if um I don't know if John Carpenter is doing the music for this game. I don't know if they're pulling from a library. I don't know if anything. I don't even know if the guy's alive. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't even know if he's alive. But um, I'll let you guys know in the update to the next video because I'm doing one more for the last article. And yeah, I'm just so stoked. I'm so stoked. I hope I hope this game gets a good fair share like Friday the 13th did. I really hope it does, cuz this game could be so cool, and it could probably set the way for how other asymmetrical horror games kind of also work in a sense, and maybe they could bring back old ones. Maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Friday the 13th will come back, or that new Friday the 13th game that was announced, something maybe that can do something, do some numbers, but who knows. I'm just excited that this game is looking to be really fun and really good looking. So I'm excited to see what they can do. But I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.